Good morning, everybody. Been a few days since I did a video. 3 weeks, I think. I've been busy. Been busy. I am now um, the proud grandfather of a new baby boy, Miles Axel McInnes. He was born on the 16th at 3:25 in the afternoon, 6 pounds even. He, poor little guy, didn't get out of the hospital till yesterday. He his blood sugars were fluctuating up and down, so they don't let you leave. They don't let him leave. So that was great. That was great. We came home on Sunday because we were just like, the weather's coming. We've seen the boy, and there's weather coming, so we headed back. But what a blessing! What a blessing! Got 3 grandchildren now. I never thought I'd have one, but it's an amazing feeling, and we couldn't be more blessed. The snow hit here. Yes, we have snow here in Orange, Texas. So the reports are true. It did snow this far south. It usually doesn't. Very rare. But the it is cold enough that skip a minute. Back last week, it was pretty cold, and my brand new 2-year-old heat pump system wasn't working, wasn't running. So I called and got come out and had a control board bad, and so got it up and running again. I got up this morning, and it was 67 in the house last night. I went to bed and it was 61. So I don't think it's working again. I got a fire going and stuff. I ain't going outside. It's plenty warm in here. I'll go out when the sun comes up and see if it's still running. I don't think it is. I think it's the same part went bad. Usually with those things, when you have a part failure, probably gonna be that one every time. Something about the freaking aura or the karma that gets put together with. But we're not bad. Dogs are tripping out. Dogs didn't. They didn't care much for it. They're warm weather dogs. Although Sarge, the German Shepherd, he didn't mind at all. But yeah, we got the ice and we got the snow, and it's supposed to be cold here for like a whole 2-3 days. That's unheard of. Last time, what was it, 2020, when they had the big storm all over Texas? Yeah. So here we go, folks. Brand new year, 2025. The Donald is in. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Just hope and pray that people find that single eye, that people access the right side of their brain. Let's get to higher frequencies. Okay, guys, we can do this. It's not impossible, but it ain't easy. I don't know if any of y'all that have watched my videos went and watched any of the Bill Donahue videos and his preachings on the Bible. If you haven't, I suggest you should. And if you have, I hope you see what I see. That makes more sense than anything I could ever imagine. And Josh, the same way on Sons of God Ministries. He put out a really good 45-minute video the other day that just lays it out really well. Really well. But that's important. That message, I got it. I get it. I understand frequency and vibration in my pineal gland, and I understand. Yep. I wondered why they always told us you use less than 10% of your brain. Well, that's the devil talking. Why do we tithe? Why 10%? Because that's your carnal mind. They want your carnal mind. Give that. Give that 10% of the carnal mind. And it's just wow. Wow. It's weird. There's so many different religions and how things completely get turned and twisted. Now the mindset. Yep. There is the Father. Leon. Beyond that, I don't know. I'm just gonna one single try and live in my right mind and not my left mind. Which one is the one that runs everything? The freaking carnal mind. Hard to get that beast tamed. But we all struggle with it. We all know. One of the things that I never really paid attention to, but it's there, and you know it's there, but you don't acknowledge it so much, is just that ongoing monologue we all have in our head. Try and stop it. Try and shut it down, and have no thought. Just, I mean, that's one of the hardest things I've ever tried to do. Just dark, quiet place, and just not a single thought, nothing. Just relax and breathe. And you can't do it. Your mind just goes boom, boom, bingity, bing, bing, bing. It bounces around. It's like, okay, I want to talk about this. I'll talk about it. It's crazy when you start really focusing on it and thinking about it. Whoa, that's hard. Now I'm more impressed than ever with those monks sitting up there and meditating and chanting for. That's how they get their spirituality where they get, man. To be able to do that, that's hard to do. There's so many things bouncing around in our brains. It's hard to take that time and be still and know that He is God. Just be still and have no thought. Take no thought in those things. Just be still and know that He's God. And that's hard. And I'm getting there. I'm getting better. It's getting easier. It's getting easier. But when you have, like I said it before, it's hard to meditate when you have, I have 7 dogs, right? And any little noise, you really need a soundproof freaking room to be able to do proper prayer and meditation. Fasting and meditation, fasting and prayer, meditation, the same things, right? It just, wow, it's so hard to get your mind clear. The way the organized religions tell you to pray is they tell you to ask for stuff, right? They tell you, if you ain't go to the Lord with it, go to the Lord with it. Go to the Lord with it. You think that's what He does up there going, okay, yeah, you deserve a new car. We'll find you a way. Come on, man. Come on. But in that vein, you can manifest. We can manifest things by our, our frequency, our attitude, our vibe we put off. We can. Everybody says you've seen it your whole life. Hey, you can be what you want to be. You can manifest those things. You really can if you can just be still. And that's one of the things they don't tell you, is that if you can just be still and know there's a God, and have your third eye, filled with light, and have that word that's written on our hearts, have it manifest. Just it's there. It's there. We just don't know how to access it. Everybody's heard that their whole life. The word, is in your, was written in your hearts, and they go, oh, what does that even mean? Most people are like, what does that mean? Well, it's given us, the nature to reach Him and understand Him, or try to understand Him, but understand our path is love and grace and charity, not violence, anger, and abuse, right? And that's our whole world. You look around, every TV show is about either firemen, cops, lawyers, all the worst firemen aren't worried, but there were scenarios. People are dying, things are being devastated by fire. That's cops. The lawyers. They show you the underbelly, the crooked lawyer, the crooked judge. Right? It's all great. You gotta love that, right? No positivity anywhere. If you put something that's a positive spin on TV, they go, "Yeah, did you see that?" There's no action at all. It was just people being nice. They don't do it. They don't do it. Can't afford to do it. Our attention span. What do you think about the whole TikTok bull? Isn't that crazy? I don't use TikTok. Never have. But the fact that they shut it down mainly because of God's people not liking the content. Because the content was 95% pro not God's people. And so the small hats went, "We can't have this. This is terrible. We can't do it. We must stop it." And they tried to stop it. They did stop it. I just wonder, this is Trump. This is so weird. Hey, bud, what's up? How is Italy, Mr. Glyph? Y'all living large over there? What's the real story on the ground over there? I don't ever trust anything they put in the news. But, and the flat earth stuff, what about that? What do y'all think about that? The final experiment. I knew something was up with that shit when they called it the final experiment. Or they let a glober call it a final experiment. I just, wow. And I mean, dude, if one person was able to take and use a editor and go through and see where they did their edits, and the people that are smart enough that know how to investigate that kind of footage, that's just too many things, man. Just too many things that just go to show you faked it. You faked it. Some of it, y'all might have gone to Antarctica. You might have stood right here. You might have talked to these people. You might have done that. But the whole 24-hour sign. And that's the craziest thing. If not a single person since 1957, when the Antarctic Treaty was signed and passed, has ever mentioned or photographed or videotaped or wrote a scenario about a 24-hour sign in Antarctica, why all of a sudden would somebody believe there is one? I mean, it just makes no sense that people went to Antarctica, even though people working there. Yeah, shoot, man, I go out there during this time of the year, because you can see that 24-hour sun is pretty cool, right? No, nobody's ever done that. Nobody's ever come back going, nobody warned me. That sun didn't go down. I can't believe it, right? Not once. Now, in the North Pole, they did. They're like, check this out, 24 hours of darkness. I mean, it's just, come on, man. We ain't that stupid. Or are we? Obviously, as a collective, we are. That makes no sense. Makes no sense. Hold 1 sec. I gotta shake the fire. And I gotta get my wake and bake. The the whole thing is just nuts, man. And where'd this Will Duffy dude come from? I'd never heard of him till a couple of months back when Whitsitt debated with him. So we get jerked around So many different ways, do we not? Who can you trust? I mean, literally, other than yourself, who can you trust? I come back with you guys. You know, who can you trust? I mean, they sit there, especially Witsit, man. If that dude's in on this, I'm going to be one of the most disappointed people because that was one of the only dudes I trusted. Because he knew his science part. He knew that all their theories were horseshit. And that was one of the big things for me is, all right, dude, now I feel you. You're calling them on it. This whole theory is bullshit. It's just a theory. At what point do you quit going on a theory that you can't prove? I mean, they've been going on these things 100 years or more that they can't fucking prove it. And they keep saying it's real, though. It's real. But I can't prove it. Come on, man. At some point, you gotta go, okay. But now, decade after decade, people have whole careers built on a theory and trying to prove it. And they never do. The ones before them didn't. They didn't. Next ones won't because it's all bullshit. But they have a whole living. Yeah, I saw that. That was Jaron. I never did care for Jaron. He always seemed a little, pussy guy to me. But his whole, what was it? Almost a year ago when he went, look, if I went to Antarctica and there was a 24-hour sun, I would have to admit it. I would have to admit that it's a globe. Well, no, you wouldn't have to admit it that way. That don't mean shit. If you know anything about a dome and the way light can refract and reflect and everything, you put it down as some data and go, okay, let's look and see what the possibilities are. But no, those dudes just go, I'll be a glober now, if that happens. But in this internet age and stuff, how can you tell who is a grassroots person and who's a shill? How do you do it? I have no idea how those people get, 500,000 followers. They're monetized to the tune of thousands, tens of thousands a year, if not more. How do they get these sponsors? What is it that they said so brilliant that all of a sudden they have all these sponsors? I always wonder, where do these guys come from? How do they have this staff and stuff? They've always got an engineer running things. They've always got, I don't got no engineer. How do you do that? How do you get this so utterly monetized? Where I've been on maybe 5 years. I've had a channel now. I've probably had a dozen videos taken down. I've been locked out for months at a time, several times. And guys like that, I don't say anything different. They may have a video taken down, but they get in studios or wherever they're at and they do multiple shows. I don't like that. They do multiple shows because by the time they show it, a lot could change. Right? I just don't trust those things. But yeah, anybody that's been following this at all, Dave Weiss, he's out there defending, Witsit and his footage that he took. And it's just weird, man. It's just weird. I don't get it. And the whole story Witsit tells about that the Globers didn't tell them they could bring anything they wanted, that they could only bring a certain amount of weight with them. And they show up and the Globers are there a day before and they go, oh, this equipment, man, they just got tons. And they're like, Dogga, y'all didn't tell us we could bring stuff. And see, right there, that's so disingenuous. That's so bullshit, man. They should have been agreed upon the whole time. Hey, I want to bring this and I want to bring this. And if you land and they told you no, but they have one, I'm like, I'm out. I don't trust anything from here. I'm out. I won't. Nope. The fact that you didn't let me and tell me I could bring measuring devices that I wanted to use and you have them, no, I ain't gonna trust you. I'd be done with it. But they were like, hey, that wasn't cool. Like, come on, guys. Come on, man. And for all we know, this was a huge test to see how good they can get with their CGI. How they can take an environment and make it, in a studio and nobody ever be able to tell the difference, except for some seams where you can see the seams in the screens, except for just the way things compress and contract and turn. And they try to say, oh, it's a 360 camera. It's this and it's that. Okay, fine. But in a 360 camera, this is what you see and this is what you don't see. And we don't see this and we do see that. It's just crazy. I don't know what to think about it. I just wish you had some honest freaking brokers somewhere, man. I'm ready to, I'll shift gears on this. Speaking of Europe and of Cliff in Italy, what about the Macron thing and his tranny wife? No, I say that because I'm just passing on information for entertainment value. None of this is real. None of this is factual. Got to put some wood on the fire. Yeah, that whole Macron thing, that's crazy. Candace Owens is going hard at him. That's crazy. But that's hard to believe that the leader of a country would send a private citizen in any country a letter telling them, hey, you got to quit talking about me like that. You got to quit doing this. That ain't cool. That's funny, man. That's funny. Could you imagine Donald Trump writing a letter to freaking someone, I guess, who would you say, even somebody like Piers Morgan, right? Send him a letter going, Piers, look, dude, things you're saying about me. Wow. I mean, it was like if I remember correctly, Candace Owens says like a 300-page letter. I mean, they go over a lot of stuff and never deny that she's a man. They just say that it's not nice to say that. Don't say that. It's not nice. But I got 23 minutes in. Okay. Main update I wanted to give my new grandson. Healthy, happy, all good. Mama's doing good. My daughter, wow, man. Again, when her labor started and they told her, okay, you ready to push? She said, yeah, I'm ready. They said, push. And she pushed twice. There was a kid. Did the same thing with the first two. Her first one, they were just astonished. They were like, oh my God. All their friends, the nurses that were in there were like, that's one of the easiest, fastest natural deliveries I've ever seen in my life. And it happened again. And the look on her face, she wasn't any discomfort. She's just glowing. It's just beautiful. Yeah, I mean, this is so just, wow, crazy out there. All these transvestites, all this just craziness with these people. And they're immune. Speaking of freaking immunity, wow, Biden pardoning all those people on the committee and his brother and all of his relatives. Why would you pardon someone if they're innocent? Because they're mean people and they're just gonna do lawfare. They're gonna run us through court and bankrupt us in court proceedings. Yeah, no, you did it because there was sons of bitch and one of you's guilty as sin. And old Joe, man, poor old Joe. I would not have done that to my dad. When my dad started, his dementia started declining visibly. Geez, he had a year or two there that he was not too bad, but he couldn't finish a sentence a lot like Joe. He couldn't follow himself reading. And when he was following, he would literally read anything on the page like Joe's. And I'm quoting, and he reads a quote, and then he reads out, end quote. That's too funny to me. That's just reading line by line by line. And end quote. But well, I think we're, like in the Bible said, when Jesus said, you go into town, you find a man carrying a pitcher of water, and he'll take you to the upper room. And from what I understand with a couple of different guys on these esoteric teachings and stuff, that basically that just means, and when the sun's in Aries, that it's an era of beginning where the Holy Spirit will manifest and more, because people's vibration, their frequencies are going to change. They're going to get better and better. And and if you see, the attitudes towards our health, money, education, just name it. Everybody's starting to wake up to the lies. Everybody's the scales are falling from their eyes, and they're starting to see that, wow, this has been pretty bad. But it may not be too late, because we can bring heaven to earth. We create our own hell in our own mind, and a lot of people are still in hell in their own mind. And what do? You just keep your frequency. You keep in that upper room, that higher mind, and it'll all be all right. It'll be okay. But we live in some strange times for sure. I've said before, if I was going to be born and live in a time other than right now, I would like to have been born, right there in Jesus's time, and able to see him. Other than that, that's, I'll do this. But I miss having a heat pump. I would miss that. I would not want to have to go out and chop that wood. I can just call a guy. He brings it. Right? I'll take living here over any other time than if I could have just lived right in Jesus' time. Been born down the street from him in another spot. But we are where we are. We do what we do. We've got what we got. Just keep drugging. Keep doing it. Positive mental attitude. PMA. Positive mental attitude. We can do it. But without that, where are we? So get away from that stupid religion. Start seeking God in your own mind, in your own heart. It's there. That's where he is. He told us. Jesus told us. That's where we are. We're right there. The kingdom of God does not come with observation. It doesn't. It's not a physical place where we're going to get an actual mansion, or we're going to get, see streets of gold. No. You may see it once you're enlightened, and once you can get into your upper room and manifest and see. Yeah, you no telling what God's going to show you. But unless we get there, tithing and going to church every Sunday, you ain't gonna get it. It's from within. If thine eye be single, then thy heart will be full of light. Or your body. I think it says heart. It doesn't say body. It's one or the other. But the premise is the same. That single eye. The pineal gland. Was it Paul that said, I have seen the face of God, and I call it pineal? Or was it Joshua? I can't remember. I'm not that great at remembering exactly the book, but I'm remembering the verses. I'm remembering the understandings. And if Jesus hadn't said all this stuff, I would still be sitting in a pew. I would still be doing, my tithing. I'd still be doing all that ritual shit, thinking, this is what he wants. This is what he wants. When, glad I got awake when I did, because it's nefarious. But I guess that's all I got to get off my chest. Anything else I got to get off? Not much. Not much. Just so blessed with that new grandbaby, my daughter. She's so amazing. And my two granddaughters, had fun with them. Emma Sue and Addie Lou. we played and played. And after the first time we were with them and we played with them, after that, every time I saw Emma, she'd come running up to me and poke me in the belly and go, hide and seek, hide and seek. She loves playing hide and seek. And so we play hide and seek a lot. She's 21 months. She'll be 2 in March. And oh my God, what a blessing. And my Addie Lou and my Emma Sue. So here's me and Addie Lou hamming it up with our shades on. She's such a sweet baby. And let's see, there's her and Emma Sue. Oh, I'm lucky. Yeah, Gleif, I'm fixing to sign off, man. You too, brother. And, blessings to you. You reach for that higher mind, my brother. Higher vibrations. And as I always say, everybody, good discernment, good vibrations. I love you all. I'll see you next time.